One of the best things about the Xbox Game Pass is, much like the good old days where you could go down to a video store and pick up a game for the weekend, it has me playing games that I would never have bothered to check out before because there's literally no risk. And Abzû, the game we're having a look at today, which I have no doubt I'm mispronouncing, definitely falls into this category in that I wouldn't have probably bought it from the store at full price, but seeing it as a rental or, in the case of the Game Pass, included in the fee I've already paid, I saw the thumbnail and figured I might as well just check it out. And so doing so, I went into the game literally knowing absolutely nothing about it, nothing about who made it, nothing about the genre or storyline, and as is no doubt evident throughout this video, nothing about the pronunciation of the title. And not to undercut the mere existence of this video, but I think that's probably the best way to experience this game. And so to completely contradict that point, let's start talking about the game. Abzû, released in 2016, is listed as an adventure art game, and though I'm not exactly steeped in knowledge of that combined genre, I think Abzû is probably one of the best examples of it. And to be clear, I do in fact believe that all games, or at least most games, are something that should be considered artistic or involving artistic elements. I mean, usually a game is actually a combination of several or many artistic elements, whether it be the 3D modeling or the animation or the texturing or the storytelling and of course the programming, all of that is artistic in its own right. However, the final outcome of these games is usually not aimed at being an artistic expression, but instead some different form of entertainment. If you're playing an action shooter, for example, you're supposed to be more focused on the action of the game rather than the artistry behind it, and ironically, if you're not, well, then arguably the artistry behind it has not done what they set out to do. Abzû, on the other hand, though being an adventure game, is definitely not a fast-paced adventure game, and is quite possibly the most laid-back game I've ever played. The game has you swimming through giant subterranean tunnels and chambers, taking part in on-rail sections that require very little input, and solving puzzles that are extremely simple. There's almost no point in the game at all that presents any sort of challenge, and it was probably about halfway through the game before I even found out that your character could be damaged, though of course not fatally. The game is without a doubt one of the easiest games I've ever played, and is also one of the shortest. I completed in about 2 hours, and if I didn't mess around so much, would have definitely been able to do it far quicker. And yet despite this, Abzû is undoubtedly one of the best games I've played this year, because the challenge is not the point, the difficulty is not the point, it's all about the adventure, and it's all about how artsy it is. The game really tells you nothing going in, it doesn't spoon-feed you about what's going on and what the storyline is, and instead you're left for the most part to figure it out yourself. And because of this, and also because there's no encouragement or necessity for you to do anything fast, Abzû is extremely laid back and just utterly fascinating. I found myself quite often staying in small chambers to stare at the hieroglyphics on the wall, trying to figure out what was going on and trying to learn more about the lore of the game, or just admiring how everything looked. You don't need to do this, you could just swim straight past it and just continue the game and you're going to finish it anyway, but the game was interesting enough that I, on my own, made the choice to do so, and I think that's the strongest indication of an adventure game's success. I was so very immersed and interested in the world that even though the game wasn't prompting me to do so, I was trying to learn as much about it as I possibly could. I mean, if they had given me a key to translate the hieroglyphics, even though they're almost certainly gibberish, I was immersed enough that I would have certainly done so. And on the artistic side, the game is utterly beautiful. It's that cel-shaded look that can either work or completely flop, but fortunately for this game, they've definitely pulled it off. Without exaggeration, if they were to slightly tweak a playthrough of this game, I would actually go to the cinema and watch it as a cinematic release. Oh, and also the music is so fantastic and relaxing that I've been listening to it while I sleep. If I were to mention one negative about the game, it would be the controls, which I felt sometimes were a bit strange and annoying. In Abzû's defense though, I've never played an underwater section of any game that handled exactly the way I wanted to, and it was only really noticeable when you were trying to do micro stuff, never when you were swimming around normally, so I'll definitely give it a pass. And so, Abzû. If you're looking for challenging puzzles or difficult gameplay or fast-paced adventure and action, this is definitely not the game for you. But if the idea of a relaxing swim through beautiful environments with wonderful music playing and a truly fascinating story is something that interests you, well, then maybe it's time to give Abzû a look. And so, with all of that said and done, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I have been and still am Grim Grindle. If you would like to follow me on social media or join the Channel Grim and Grin Discord, the Echo Chamber, a link to both of them is in the description below.